What is up, everybody? We are live on a Saturday. Welcome, everyone. Hey, Las Cruces just jumped into the chat. How are you doing? Okay, so hey, Agu, just saw you jump in there too. So I have a lot to share today. I've been going to a few conventions as of late, which I hadn't been in a while. I want to say the last one that I had gone to, I'm not counting Shortbox Live, technically counts, but that was a very, very small convention. It felt more like a meetup instead. But these were a little more what I would deem to be like convention, not taking away from Shortbox. I really enjoyed myself there. But yeah, these were a little bigger. And that being said, they weren't huge either. They were kind of somewhere in the middle, but I definitely had a good time. I actually picked stuff up, which, as you know, I have not been doing in a while. For various reasons. If you guys have been following me, you know why. Moved into a small dinky apartment out here in NorCal. So definitely a different lifestyle than Las Vegas. So I have to be a little more careful with my pickups, trying to be a little more selective, a little more responsible, because it's also like way more expensive up here. I have way less space. And to be honest, I'm also getting to that point in my collection where in both comics and figures and physical media where I have a lot of what I want. You guys don't really see it here, but I actually have a storage down in Las Vegas where I still have a lot of my stuff. Slowly been bringing it up here and or selling things, so it's been quite a process. Definitely an interesting past almost 2 years now. So yeah, going back to the con scene has been amazing. I've definitely missed it. And so yeah, it was great being back. And what do we got? Oh, August says, "You're the best. Thank you." And then we got Las Cruces. But yeah, so okay, a few weeks back, the first one I went to was Shortboxed. That was earlier on. I did my live for that. But after a few weeks after that, I went to Sinister Con, and that's the horror convention. I told you guys. I actually asked you guys what I should get signed by Nick Castle because I knew he was going to be there. I was bummed that a couple people like dropped out that I was planning to get signatures from, but that's all good. I did manage to meet Nick Castle, so super stoked about that. I already did have a signature by him that I had purchased before. Let me show you guys. I have it over here, I think. Yeah. So I had this one. That I got, I want to say 2 years ago. By Dark Parlor Originals. They were doing this, and me. I love the comic cover looking artwork here. Throwback to the EC comics from back in the day. But yeah, so I had that, but like I still hadn't met the guy, And Halloween, if you guys don't know, is like one of my favorite movies ever of all time. Yeah, such a special franchise to me in general. So I had to meet him. And yeah, I went down to the con. It was up in Sacramento. So I'm about an hour and a half to 2 hours from there. And yeah, the drive went super fast, went super smoothly, was able to find free parking, which what more can you ask for these days? And everything went smoothly. Got there, saw several like vendors that I liked, and it was really cool. So immediately when you walked into Nick Castle's like right to your right, I'm like, holy crap! And you know what I love about the smaller conventions, because this one was like, I don't know, maybe it was around the same size as Shortboxed Live. It was like around the same maybe. Um, there's no lines. So like you go to SDCC, which a lot of my friends are there right now. Shouts out to you guys. Hope y'all are having a blast out there. As I'm over here super jealous of you all. But yeah, no, like you go to cons like that, they're like super huge. Um, and you're in line for hours just to like meet the person, get the SIG, and not to mention the SIGs are always expensive these days. So, what's August saying? Oh yeah, the people dropped out. It sucks. Yeah, but it's okay. I think 'cause it was a smaller con or something. I don't know. But Nick Castle was there, which is that was my main reason for going. But yeah, so it was really interesting because like while it felt very crowded in there, you were still able to like go get those signatures you want and like in a pretty decent amount of time. You didn't have to wait like super long. You could just kind of walk up to them and there were people there for them. It's just that, I guess I'm just used to like the medium sized con. So my typical con visits have usually been to Vegas Con. That was like one of my main go-tos, and Long Beach Con. Those two were like my absolute faves. Um, Ontario Con, I would say, is like same caliber. But yeah, like those weren't as big as like an STCC or something like that. They were like middle, and then this was just small to middle, I would say. So yeah, not a ton of people in those lines. I didn't even wait 5 minutes to get in at Castle Sig, and I did end up. I wasn't sure, right? So I was undecided what I was gonna get signed. I had a few posters that I was thinking of, and I'll just show you what I ended up deciding on. So this is the poster that I got back in 2019. Bill Sienkiewicz, the artist, as you can see, this is a awesome artwork for the 2018. I don't know what you want to call it, requel, the sequel to the first movie. But yeah, Nick Castle was also in this. So I kind of was thinking about getting this one signed because I was like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to have because I do have Bill Sienkiewicz's signature down here. I was like, maybe I'll just do that. So yeah, I decided to take this because it's pretty small. I just rolled it up, put it in a tube, and I was good to go. But yeah, this piece here, even though it's like from the newer Halloween, it's just so near and dear to me because of the memories. Because like, yeah, this was my second SDCC con trip that I got this. It was free. They were handing them out at Bill Sienkiewicz's booth. He wasn't there that time, but his people were handing them out. And then I got to meet him later on in Vegas at Torpedo. Um, and I brought this poster so he could sign it. And then we were talking horror for a little bit, and he's a big fan of horror, and I love his horror work. So, and it was awesome because I'll see if you guys can see it, but he put like blood splats around here. That's not part of the poster. Sorry, you can see the bad glare, but yeah, super cool. And then yeah, went to meet Nick Castle. Is such a sweetheart, man. I just felt like I was talking to my grandpa or something. He was so sweet to me, so nice, such a gentleman, like so cool and down to earth. And I actually had this, and I was like, okay, let me go to my car because I had forgotten that one of the things that I wanted to get him signed because I saw there was no line. So I was like, oh shoot, I should go back to my car and go get the second thing. And I told him, I was like, I'll be back, okay? he's like, okay, yeah, no problem. And you get a selfie. Let's see if I could pull it up. You get a selfie for each signature, right? That you get. And when I went to get my second signature, he's like, "Oh, you're back." I'm like, "Yep, here I am. Just as I promised." He's like, So you're gonna get another selfie, right? I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's get two. So we got two selfies. I should have downloaded them so you guys could see. But here's one. So cool. And then here's the first one, no, the second one. So yeah, it's a little more of a wider shot, but it was so cool. I was like fangirling, not too hard, you know. I have a little integrity, but yeah, no. Here's the second item I got signed, and I decided to go with this instead of this here giant figure, purely because I was like, you know what, this is a lot easier to carry around than this. But in hindsight, it didn't really matter because it was such a like small con and it was easy to come in and out of the con. And I could have easily just like gotten that sign and ran back to the car and like, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But you never know going into these things. So I was like, pops are always kind of a safe bet for me when it comes to signatures because it's like, I personally like pops. I know a lot of people like don't really care for pops, but I have my own little horror collection of pops. So I have also like Marvel and superheroes, but yeah, these are like some of my favorites to have. So yeah, I got the Nick Castle in orange right there. This is the blacklight version of Michael Myers. So yeah. Hey Joey, what's up? Welcome to the chat. I'm not sure everybody had the money for SIGs. Yeah, money, that's a big thing. So I didn't go hard on like comics for the past, I don't know, 2 years. Well, ever since I moved from Vegas. No, a little before that. Um, and so like I felt like I could spend a little more on signatures more than I normally would, right? Because I really haven't done many like hauls or I haven't really been collecting. I put a pause on it. So now I'm just like, okay, cool. So whenever there's a con that comes around, that's like really the only time that I'm going to be throwing more money at things. So I kind of allow myself that. But it's all about whatever your budget is, you have to think about that too. Oh yeah, Sienkiewicz. He's such a sweetheart too when I met him. Oh, love meeting creators. I am cheesing. I love all this stuff so much. Okay, so next up. So yeah, that was my Nick Castle story. So happy. Super, super happy. Right across from Nick Castle was Adam Green, director of Hatchet, the Hatchet movies. Victor Crowley. Anyone? Yeah, so I felt like a dummy because I have this Hatchet NECA. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to take that to get signed, right? I forgot it. And I was kicking myself on the way over there. I was like, damn it. I forgot my figure right there. And I told myself, like, don't forget this. Because it's kind of like tucked away. So I just completely went over my head. I was like, damn it. But when I got there, he was selling like his movies and stuff. And this is one that I don't have in physical media. So you guys know I love my physical media. So I had to pick one up from his booth and he signed it and he left a little message. Victor Crowley loves you. XOXO. So really, really neat. Great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, good slasher in like the best way possible. It kind of like homages some of the older slasher flicks of the 80s, and it's just a lot of fun. It's got humor in it. The gore is completely like exaggerated, which I'm always into. I love that. Just because the more exaggerated it is, the more effects you get, right? And it's hilarious to see it. So yeah, great movie. Um, I haven't seen all of the sequels. I think I've seen I saw the second one. I think I still need to see the third one. The second one has Danielle Harris in it, I believe. Haven't seen them in a while, but that's a classic. Um, okay. So was happy to get that. And also super accessible. Just walked up to his table and yeah, told him I was a fan. And I also took a picture with him too. Let me see. See if I could pull that up. I don't know if it's going to focus, but there you go. Yeah, really cool. Really cool, dude. Okay, sorry about that. Let me take a little drink. Cheers. Got a little energy drink here. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. So the last signature I got was inside of this book here. I believe this is the first appearance. I'm not quite sure, to be honest, if it's the first appearance of like all the characters in Mallrats. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to go do research on that. I want to say it is, but Jason Mewes was there, and I couldn't believe it because I was like, "What a random thing, right?" So I once, oh, hold on. What do we have here? How do you get your hair to do that? So, side tangent, pause. I got a haircut and they cut it super short. I kind of wanted it that way though, because it's summer out here and like I don't have AC because it's usually pretty like chilly in NorCal. Um, but I don't know, man. Like I'm starting to feel some heat up in here. And so I was like, you know what? I feel like chopping all my hair off because I'll do that like every once in a while. Like when it's feel like it's getting too long and like too curly, it gets super unmanageable. So my natural is curly. So when you see it straight, it's because I straightened it, right? So it's like sometimes that gets annoying. So I just got a haircut and it's like super freaking short. When I leave it curly, it's like I'm like, oh god, that's too short. So I'm gonna like be putting it up the next few weeks until it kind of sits better and curls or the curls look okay. Because right now it's just like disastrous. That's why it's up. I'm sorry I didn't even explain that. You guys are like, whoa, she definitely did something weird to her hair. Yeah, so I just put it in a bun, but it's always it has a mind of its own and I can't control it. And after 35 years, I've realized that. So I just let it do its thing sometimes. Hey, Todd. Is that the ghost drink they sell like crazy at my grocery store? I'm always restocking them. Yes. I like them. I definitely like them. It's not an energy drink I would drink all the time, but this flavor is pretty good. Red berries. It's the Sour Patch Kids one. Mm. It's pretty on point to the actual flavor. Hey PJ, what's up? Good to see you here too. Uh Colgate baby. Always been a Colgate kid. Always. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. We need to move on. Okay. Yes. So this book, I have shared it in one of my previous lives back in the day. I actually found this Mallrats #1 I think it's just the one shot of the movie. It's just the one shot of the movie. It's not like a series or anything, or it's not like a collected book, but it's just one graphic novel. But for you know how they do that, make it number one. Anyways, Kitchen Sink Press, great book. I actually found this at my Goodwill back in Vegas, and it was super cheap. I got it in with like a bunch of other um, books. Let me see if I think I have one of them here. Yeah, here's one of them I got in that same collection, Jay and Silent Bob. I used to find a bunch of good books back in Vegas at my Goodwill. Um, but yeah, Jay and Silent Bob. So I think this is the first appearance. Somebody check that for me. But anyway, when I opened this after I found it, I was so shocked because there was a Kevin Smith signature in here. And I was like, no fucking way. What the heck? I was so happy because, like, I remember it was like a big stack of books that I had grabbed. And they were all like, and you know, this is an Oni press. Like, these are kind of harder to find these days, you know? And they were all in pretty great condition. This one's kind of harder to find these days too, in general, the Mallrats. And yeah, so to find them all like in a bundle like that was freaking awesome. But yeah, this is I want to like give away. I guess I'll just show you the whole thing. I'm gonna cover it. So I ended up getting obviously the J to my Silent Bob. So this is the one, the Kevin Smith one that it had already. And then I had him sign up here. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, I still need to meet Kevin. But Jason was cool. I really liked him. He's a little out there. You can definitely tell. He's got a couple screws loose in the best way possible. I don't mean that as an insult. He's cool though. I went to see his panel that he did, and yeah, just like no filter whatsoever, just as you would expect. He plays himself basically in these movies. So it's really, really cool to have met him. Like I said, without having to like deal with the huge crowds or waiting in line for, I don't know, years. You know what I mean? And I will say the signatures, I paid more for the Nick Castle one because I got two. But yeah, both of them they were okay. They were pretty on point with the amount that you would expect, maybe a little less, I would say. But yeah, I was expecting to do a little damage there just because, I mean, when do I ever get to meet him like that? Both of them. So, or yeah. So the one that was definitely cheaper was the Adam Sick. You know, he's a little more less known, right? Like as the director, he's known amongst like the horror community, but yeah, in general though, like I don't know. Yeah, if I were to like rank them, Jason's definitely like up there, right? In terms of like popularity. So yeah. Anyway, all right. So that was Sinister Con. I didn't buy like any figures there because they were actually marked up pretty good there. And I was like, yeah, I think I'll pass. Like I said, I already have a like full collection of stuff that I like. Even a little too much at this point where I need to sell. I've been selling a little bit here and there, and just kind of narrowing to the point where it's just like the certain items that I like have either sentimental value or regular damn value, you know. It's like I don't want to give those up either, but like yeah, or some that just don't have a ton of value either, like that are just like I said, sentimental, or I just like to keep them around. But there's a lot of fat that I have that I could get rid of in my collection. So yeah, that's been like my main hobby right now. Cause see, my hobby goes through different phases, right? As we all do as collectors and stuff. You have to because there's only a certain amount of space you have, and it's like you go through cycles, right? Even with your likes and dislikes. And so at least that's how I am. So yeah, right now I would say I'm kind of just shaving off the fat, like I said, and trying to sell stuff while keeping some important pieces. But anyways, okay, so next I went to Stockton Con. Oh my God, that was such a surprise because, okay, I so far in NorCal, I had been to Shortbox Live, now Sinister Con, and both of those were relatively small, and like I didn't know what to expect, but they were both very fun and I enjoyed myself thoroughly. With Stockton Con, it said it was going to be at an arena, like a smaller arena. So, and I have a friend in Stockton. So, I asked her if she'd ever been. She was like, "Oh no, but I heard of it." And like, I would, because I wasn't sure if I should get a 2-day pass or just stick to one day. She's like, probably just do one day because I bet it's gonna be like a smaller one than what you're used to. And I was like, okay, cool. So I just went for the Saturday, and it was a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be, but still like in that mid tier, I would say. A lot of people there, a lot of people. Yeah, immediately I knew that it would be a good place to go digging, but I didn't really do a ton of digging. I kind of just walked around. I picked up a couple books that I'll show you right now. But yeah, I walked around. I just took everything in, and it felt good. And that's what I like doing lately too, is like I go just to like be a part of that ambiance, it's so fun. It's so fun being around people that, you know, are into the same things you are. It's like kindred spirits all in one room, and it's just awesome. And you could feel the positivity, and I just love that. So yeah, got to talk to a lot of different vendors, and everyone was super cool. I went with my friend, and immediately when she went in, like we were attracted to this pop booth, and she collects pops too. And she's a fan of Clue, and she saw the Clue pops that they were selling, and the guy, some of them were like signed, and like she saw one that had been signed, and she was like, oh shoot, I wonder how much that is. The guy comes over and he's like, oh, you know what, that one's the only one that I have that doesn't have a COA. And she's like, oh, well, damn, well, that's okay. Like, I don't really need a COA. Like, all of these other ones do, I'm sure. Like, he's like, yeah, it's the only one that it's a legit SIG, but, and he ended up just like giving it to her. He gave it to her. He's like, because she was kind of like, I don't know, yes and no. It was $50 and she was unsure. And so she's like, I'll pick it up if on the way out, that little trick. And so he was like, you seem like you are such a like genuine fan of this, and it's such a like niche little group of people that like Clue as much as you do, because she was quoting it and stuff. And the signature had the quote on it, and she like already knew it. And he was impressed with that. He's like, just have it, like just have it. And then it was so awesome to see that, right? Because it's like she showed her fandom, and he just was doing a nice thing for someone, and it's just like, oh, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Hey, Big Remo, welcome. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. I definitely needed this like chill break. Been watching some movies. Not going to go into it, but tomorrow I'll probably do a live on the reel for you guys. So hopefully Y'all can join me then. Same time tomorrow, I would say. Got to talk about that Oppenheimer. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch Barbie. If I do, it'll be tonight, but we shall see. We shall see. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, let's go over the books I picked up first. So, like I said, I wasn't doing a ton of digging. I should have though. I bet you I would have found some like killer deals there. But like I said, you guys, I have to be kind of selective, right? Um, so I was looking at like the walls and stuff. I'm like, oh man, this one stuck out to me immediately, and I had to have it. $20, dude. $20. Are you kidding me? First appearance of Rogue. Are you kidding me? It's like not in like the best pristine shape. Like there's a little cracks down the spine if you can see that. But yeah, this is decent enough for me, dude. It presents well. It's gorgeous in Mylar. Beautiful. That being said, I had to have it for its historical purposes, but I have never been a huge fan of this cover. In general, I just the composition of it kills me. The panels, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best looking key, right? But I had to have it because yeah, I've always looked for this, never could find it wherever I was at. It's crazy how they just show up sometimes for you, like out of nowhere. So yeah, it said $20 on it. I'm like, dude, yes, please. I'll take it. So yeah, I didn't even haggle or anything, didn't have to. Like $20 is a killer deal for me. I'm good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's good enough. Definitely good enough. So another awesome key added to the collection. And then I only picked up one more. And what can I say, dude? I'm a sucker for these foils. Always have been since the 90s. I just had to have this classic, also historical comic, first appearance of Wolverine. I do have the original one as well, stored away, but this is awesome to have. Anytime I see a facsimile of this, or yeah, this one, I didn't even know this was out. I'm telling you, I've been out of the game for a long time. So to see that just like shining there before me, had to pick it up. So, yep, those were my only two comic pickups from the con. Are you guys proud of me or what? That's pretty good, right? I thought so. If you guys follow me, you know I have very little restraint when it comes to comics. So, yeah, that was a big deal for me, not spending a ton. PJ says, "Love that Hulk cover. It's a gorgeous cover. Now that one's a beautiful cover. Love that cover. Looking forward to Deadpool 3 with Wolverine in the classic yellow costume. Yeah, that should be interesting. A lot of people think they're like theorizing that it's like not going to be his actual suit, and that's why they like release those photos and stuff. I don't know though. We shall see. Okay, and so that's all for. Oh no! I was gonna say that's all for the con, but I was able to meet. Oh, I wanted to get a Tony Fleeks signature for my Stray Dogs comics, but I pulled another me and forgot my comic. I had a graphic novel here that I wanted to get signed by him, but when I strolled past his booth, he wasn't there. So, and like I said, I was only there for the day, and I didn't feel like hunting him down, like waiting around for that. So I was like, "Man, I think that he goes to enough, cons and events that I will probably be able to get a sig by him eventually, so that'll happen later." But I did get to meet an artist, that's who's known as, the Urban Aztec, AKA Jesse Hernandez. He's a local artist out here, that I've known just because for work I had to do a video on this logo here. So, as you guys know, I do videos for the SF Giants. So, this guy Jesse, he was gonna redo the logo. He was gonna reimagine the SF logo in a very Latino way, and just to like represent the Latino fan base. And he ended up doing this for the Giants. So I had to do a video on his process and what inspired him to design this, and like just like kind of the ins and outs of his workflow and like how he got to this logo and stuff. So that was really cool. But ever since I did that video, I felt like I wanted to meet him, or somehow I just was a fan afterwards. And, being a Latina in the sports world and stuff. So, yeah, I saw that he was going to be there. So, when I was there, I kind of forgot about it. But then I was walking through Artist Alley and I saw him and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So I went up to him, met him. He's such a cool dude too. And so I bought a shirt from him because I want to support. And he gave me a lanyard too, which is in my room. Uh, he got this lanyard, and then he also gave me a shot glass with the same logo on it. Actually, no, he didn't give it to me. My friend got it for me. So, yeah. So, yeah, it was just awesome to see him there. Great artist. He puts that like Latino Aztec flair on a lot of different like properties. Like, he's done like an Aztec looking Batman statue for DC. Um, he gets contracted by these big companies to kind of reinvent their stuff. So, yeah, keep an eye out for him. He's at San Diego Comic-Con right now, I think, too. So, yeah, super, super cool dude, Jesse Hernandez. But yeah, that's about it for my con experiences the past few weeks. Such a blast. I would do both of them all over again. Yeah. And, I chose not to go to San Diego Comic Con this year for a couple reasons. Well, yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I would love to, like I said, be around that the fan base, and like, just like be a part of it. Be a part of that like ambiance and stuff. It's always fun. But I have like mixed feelings about San Diego Comic Con in general. So if you go back to some of my older videos to where I did a vlog, I think at one point when I went to San Diego, I outlined like all my pros and cons about San Diego Comic Con. I'm much more of like a smaller con type of girl. Um, I just feel like it's so much more accessible. It saves so much time. Um, not like, again, not having to wait in line for everything, right? Um, that's a headache. Like these places, like the Sinister Con, I was in and out. It took like 3 hours. I kid you not, to get my SIGs. Like, and that was with me walking around and stuff. Like, it was super time efficient. So I guess I get impatient when it comes to like the bigger cons, cause and then it's like there's so much going on that, things kind of conflict, and you're like, I don't know whether I should go over here, but then I'm gonna miss out on that. But this is scheduled right now and I'm not there and I wanted to be there, all that stuff. If you've been to the bigger cons, you know what I'm talking about. But it is a very unique experience going to San Diego Comic Con. I think everyone should at least try it once if they haven't been. And for various reasons, the same. It's kind of like a double edged sword because like there's so many things happening that you miss out on stuff. But then at the same time, since there's so much stuff happening, it's like sometimes things happen around you that become like a surprise because you didn't know it was going to happen. Because it's like, oh man, there's so and so, or here's this actor I could just like take a quick selfie with. Like you never know what to expect or what you're going to experience. I'm just walking through the exhibit hall down there. So yeah, good memories there. I went 2 years in a row, but like I said, after that with COVID, and then like, what happened after that? Oh, they did that like smaller con during Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I'm not going to a con during Thanksgiving. And then last year, I just started my new job up here, and I didn't want to go like take a week off immediately or whatever. And this year, I was like, I already knew about like the strike happening, and I kind of anticipated that a lot of studios and stuff were going to pull out of the con. And yeah, that kind of affected it a little bit. But also, like I said, I'm not going to cons lately to do huge like hauls as much just because I just can't do it anymore. It's not practical right now, and that's a lot of why I liked going to San Diego Comic Con. All the exclusives, super cool. But also you can catch those online as well. So I took a gander at the exclusives this year, and I wasn't really into a ton of them like I have been in the past. So I was like, is it really worth it for me to go all the way to San Diego for the experiences I'm essentially getting with these smaller cons throughout the year, right? So I ended up opting out this year, but maybe next year we shall see. I do enjoy going, but it's a lot of time and planning, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to invest all of that this year. But yeah. Anyways, what does Todd say? We're actually getting a lot of comic news out of San Diego Comic Con for once. I'd imagine so, considering what's going on with the Hollywood right now, with the writer's strike, and now that the SAG. Oh, it's a shit show to say the least. But okay, enough of cons. I'm gonna go through a couple pickups that I did get. I've been to like some thrift shops, and I actually have a Hot Topic haul ish. It's not a huge haul, just a couple things. But I went to Half Price Books, and I scored a couple of cheap comics. So I'll run through those real quick. Show y'all. 30 Days of Night. Night Again. I have a couple of these from this series, but I'm definitely not near close to like finishing the run. Here's Ren and Stimpy. I always try to grab those when I see them for cheap. Probably just nostalgia purposes. Star Wars Vader's Quest. I just finished watching Rebels the last season, and then now I'm jumping back to the last season of Clone Wars, which I hadn't seen either when they came back after being canceled or whatever. It's so good. It's so good. I'm so excited for Ahsoka. Got some Indiana Jones. Spear of Destiny. Which I haven't seen the movie, by the way. I'd rather read the comics than go see that movie. I don't know why. But you know what? My friend Carlito said it was decent, so I might watch it like when it comes to streaming or whatever. Carney. Look at that. I think this is Temple Smith, right? Yeah, Temple Smith artwork. Vile and obscene. This is like right up my alley. I love Temple Smith's work. Old school IDW. So I scored a couple of those. That looks trippy as hell, doesn't it? Hey, doesn't this look like Zsasz? Victor Zsasz from the Batman universe? Or, right? Am I tripping? And look at these X-Files. Dia de los Muertos. What? Never seen this in my life. Have to pick that up. You guys know I'm huge on X-Files. I watched that all through COVID and freaking like the shutdown and everything. So good, dude. Oh, one of my favorite shows of all time. And then I posted this on Instagram. But yeah, I scored all of those at Half Price Books. Sorry, I didn't even mention the Jaws homage, as you probably already gathered. Very cool. Get Craven. Anyone excited for the Craven movie? I am not sure if I am. Okay. And I had one pickup from my one of my thrift shops. This was a cool score. Ugh, the glare is going to be gnarly, but I'll do this. This huge Clone Wars poster. Framed and everything. This is like legit awesome. It'd be great to get this signed. Oh no. Come back. Come back. Focus, focus. I've been having trouble with this camera. Let me see if I... There we go. Yeah, so I scored that for $10. Kidding me? Had to. And then I picked up 2 laser discs. Actually, these were Half Price Books pickups too. If I remember correctly. Reanimator. What? I never even knew this had a laser disc. How cool is that? Love this movie. If you guys are into the horror comedy genre, mixed genre, you guys will love that. Death is just the beginning. Sweet. And then they had The Abyss, which is, I wouldn't say The Abyss is like one of my favorites, but I still really enjoyed The Abyss. I love that genre. Got this whole write-up. How cool is that? Pictures. James Cameron looking spiffy right there. I actually haven't watched this in about, I'd say like maybe 10 years, maybe longer. I should give that a watch. So now I'm looking for a Laserdisc player. So yeah, those were some awesome thrift store / Half Price Books pickups. Going into the Hot Topic pickups, this will be quick. I just got a couple pops. So I've slowed down heavily on pops, right? Sold some, but I still have a lot of my like horror ones, and I still enjoy those very much. So I picked up this one, Frankenstein and the Bride, classic. And then I picked up the Black Light, Chucky, and Tiffany. Ah, yeah. I haven't actually tried the black light. I do have a black light flashlight because now I have a few of these now, the horror ones, and it'll be cool to just like do a photo of the whole thing in black light. That'd be awesome. So I also got this. I had some hot cash, so I was like, why not? Why not? This is typically something I wouldn't get if it were normal price or whatnot. I usually wait till stuff goes on clearance to get anything. Sometimes it just doesn't, and I just won't get it. But this wasn't on clearance, but since I had the hot cash, I was like, all right. Oh, damn it. Let me go grab a knife real quick. Sorry about that. Let's take a look. So this is supposed to be glow in the dark. Ooh, this is awesome. I dig it. This looks so cool. It looks cool in the picture, but damn, this looks awesome in person. Ugh. Hold on, let me just rip that here. I've always been into bobbleheads since I was a kid. Oh, that's sweet. Above the theater and everything. Look at that. What's your favorite scary movie? Oh, heck yeah. Sneak preview tonight. Ghostface lives. So sweet. Does it say Royal Baubles? I'm so glad that the camera's working a little better today. I was worried about that the other day. It wasn't focusing at all. But I think it's just a lighting thing. Okay. That was awesome. All right. Boop. There I go. Just as I said it was working better. Look what happens. I have the worst freaking luck with technology, to be honest. Come on, come back to me. Come back to me. It just doesn't shift as fast. Come on. Oh my God, this must be so fun to see me do this. What does Todd say? That's an awesome Ghostface bobblehead. Dude, I'm really glad I got this. It's a lot cooler than I thought it was. How's the puppy? Benji's great. I wish he was a puppy. He's a little old man. He actually turns 12 this weekend. So everyone say happy birthday to Benji. 12. Can you believe it? Oh, he's so cute. All right, enough of that. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap this up. Let's see. What did Todd say? That's awesome. Oh, yeah, we already read that. And then I thought the Craven trailer looked awful. I'm probably going to pass on it. Yeah, I didn't even know what to think of it, to be honest. Like, it's weird, I guess, as a comic fan. I'm always like thinking, like, that's cool that they're doing a movie on Craven. Like, that's something obviously, if you ask anybody that's remotely a fan of Spider-Man, like, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, that's cool," but as of late, y'all know y'all know the song we've been singing in this channel. Like, it's not been great, guys. It's not been great, sadly. So it seems like the motives are just kind of jacked up right now in Hollywood, where instead of going back to source material for just that source material, they're just grabbing things to get us excited, and then they're just kind of putting a name on the same old thing over and over to where it's just become generic. And yeah, they're just trying to, I don't know, just like dig for characters that, like I said, normally a few years back, I think a lot of people would be excited to know that a Craven movie was in the works, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I trust them with this anymore. Aw, Benji, they're all saying happy birthday to you. Yay! Happy birthday to Benji. All right, guys. I'm out. I'll be back tomorrow for On the Reel probably at 7 o'clock Pacific. So you can catch me there. Hopefully, you can join in on the discussions of movies. Um, yeah, I want to know your thoughts on some of the current stuff, some of the upcoming stuff, and anything you're really excited for. I just love talking with you guys about all of that. Um, PJ says Hollywood has to slow down on the superhero movies. Sony should have done a Craven, the last Hunt movie. Yeah. Yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda on a lot of things. But I don't know what's going on over there. But now that the writer strike and everything is um it's kind of exposing a lot now. So it's like interesting. Like maybe that has something to do with it too. Like they're not putting in like a ton of effort into the writing, which is something I've always, well, not always, but like the last few years, I've complained about writing in movies, and the stories are just not that great, right? So I'm sure, all of the issues going on with the strike and everything, the writers have been feeling this way a while now. So yeah, we're going to see the results of that in the movies, right? The quality of the movies. But yeah. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Again, see you tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, have a great, great night. Catch y'all later. Bye.